Hello, everyone. Do you feel like sometimes you're leaking energy and you want to learn how to claim your power back and regain your energy? Well, today I'm going to share with you one energy leakage that happens very often, and that goes with blaming. I'm sure in your past, you've either blamed somebody or circumstances for something that did not happen the way you wanted or the way you expected it to happen. And you blame the person that was around when that happened, or you blame the circumstances that were present as well. And the moment you start blaming, what is actually happening is that if I ask you, how do you feel after you blame the person or the circumstance? Do you feel good? Or do you still feel not so good about what is going on? And I bet your answer would be that, yeah, even when after you blame, it's still not resolving how you are feeling, what the emotions that you are experiencing. So, what is really happening when you blame? When we blame the other person, when we blame the environment or the circumstance, it's always external, right? And what we're saying is what the person did or the circumstance that I was in or the environment is affecting how I'm feeling. And if I ask you, where do you feel your emotions? Do you feel your emotions on the outside or on the inside? So, for instance, if you're sad, if you're angry, where do you feel that? Right? You feel it on the inside. So, what you're saying when you blame somebody is you're saying this external person or circumstance is affecting how I'm feeling on the inside. And when you're doing this, you're actually saying that the person, the circumstance, or the environment has control over how I feel on the inside. And if you are waiting for the external circumstance, environment, or person to change, how long do you have to wait? Especially sometimes we're like, I wish my partner would just change the way he does something, right? Or I wish he would react differently to me. I wish my child would just get it when I'm trying to do something so that he or she does not disrupt me. And it can get very frustrating when we're still hoping day after day, month after month, week after week for that person on the outside or circumstance or situation to change so that we can actually finally feel better on the inside. So when you see what is happening, you're also seeing that what we're becoming are victims when we blame. Because what we're actually saying is that you have control over me. How you respond to me, how you talk to me, the words you say affects how I feel on the inside. And when you let that happen, of course, your energy is going to lead towards that person because now they have power over you, or the circumstance or the situation you're in has power over how you feel. And so it's very important to recognize that when we're giving that power away to a situation or a person, because you can reclaim that power back. But in order to do so, you need to take responsibility for how the situation has unraveled, or what happened that did not happen the way you wanted it. Because the moment you take responsibility, then you can do something about it. You can change how you respond, how you think. You can change your belief about a circumstance, about somebody. You can respond to your circumstance or situation differently. You can also respond differently to somebody. That's in our power, all of us, to do. What's not in our power is wanting the other person to change, wanting the environment to change, wanting the circumstance to change, and having to wait for that, because a lot of times it's not in our control, right? Similarly, if you're waiting for your child or your partner or your loved ones to change their habit, who knows? You could be waiting for weeks if you're lucky, or you could be waiting for years and maybe they'll never change. Then what? You're going to allow that to still affect you, and you're going to continue to feel the same emotions coming up again. So if you do not give that power away to others or to circumstance or situations, then you can take responsibility, but you have to want to take that responsibility. Just like if an accident happened, somehow, if I was driving and I got into an accident, then it's because either I wasn't present, I wasn't focused enough, I wasn't aware, I was distracted, and therefore I created this very perfect situation for the accident to happen. Same thing with the other driver, by the way, not just me taking responsibility, but the other driver also taking responsibility for what was going on with us, or maybe before that, maybe, if I was tired, I lacked sleep, I wasn't taking care of myself, then I wouldn't be as present, I wouldn't be as focused or alert, therefore creating that perfect situation for an accident. And by taking that responsibility, then going in the future, I can change that. I can make sure that before, say, if I had to drive for long distances, that I'm well rested, for instance. If this is the lesson that I'm learning from encountering an accident, if I was really tired and I wasn't rested, then I would make sure next time I'm rested. And therefore, you can change your outcome. So hopefully this is clear for you. And if you're wanting to take your power back, then I strongly suggest the next time you want to blame somebody or circumstance, that you pause for a moment and ask yourself, do I want to give my power away? Or do I want to take responsibility so I am in control of my emotions, of how I feel on the inside, rather than to give it to somebody else or to something else that I have no control over? And when you get that, then you can also model that to your children. Because even children, and I know this very well because my boys, they are in that stage where they're always blaming each other for what happens. And right now I'm trying to show them by blaming. Again, they are becoming a victim rather than being in control, being in power. And it takes some modeling from our part as parents so that our children can learn that for themselves. And the sooner they learn that, then the more aware they are, and they will be more in their own power with their peers, with other people around them. All right. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you want to send a comment over, go ahead. But look out for my next video. And thank you for listening and watching, and take care of yourself and stay in your power, and life will become easier for you and for all of us. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.